Army XRP Jerome Powell has been talking about interest rates and what they will mean for the U.S. economy today. He's also been giving all of his awesome statistics, which we all know are always and completely right. Just kidding, there's a lot to talk about here. To start, I wanted to play a short clip from the Don that talks about Powell talking about whether or not he was going to lower rates before the FOMC meeting. We'll talk about what this means for XRP later, but first I want to talk about this. It made me laugh a lot. We should talk about it. There's a man who just won't lower the feds. He's not smart, and I don't even think he's that political. He hates me, but that's okay. He should know that I call him every name in the book to try to get him to do something. I've always been nice to him, and I know how to sell. Guys, things you wouldn't believe. Let's have dinner too late. I do it all the time, and it doesn't work. It's just plain stupid. For some reason, I find it funny that the mayor of this city is calling the head of the Federal Reserve a fool. I've tried everything, and it doesn't work every time, whether it's good or bad. He's a dummy. That's what I say. That's right, guys. I think it's really funny how Trump talks. In other words, this happened before Jerome Powell. It turns out that Jerome Powell won't change the interest rates again. He doesn't change anything about them. This is how Jerome looked when he said that. Look at those sheepish eyes, or as Trump would say, that stupid face he's making. For the most part, I think that's what's going on with the Federal Reserve. The interest rates stay between 4.25 and 4.5%. Many people are thinking what this means. The answer is that it could mean a number of things. For starters, the money machine won't work. Interest rates are still pretty high. From 4 to 4, 5%, banks are already under a lot of stress, and this will make things even worse. A lot of loans aren't being paid back, and a lot of people are scared about fractional reserve banks. I honestly don't know what will happen. Trump thinks that this is just a political move and that Jerome Powell wants a recession to happen to make Trump look bad. That's up to you guys to decide. That's pretty much it. You know, Fed Chair Powell also said a lot of other things that I think are important for you guys back home. First, it looks like rates will need to be lowered this year. He was asked some questions by the press, and this is what he said. Rates are likely to go down this year. He said last year that he thought rates would go down 4 to 6 times in 25 years. It looks like rate cuts will begin either next month or the month after that. If things keep going this way, we'll get there quickly. He also says that the Fed will be better in a few months and rate cuts will begin in about 2 months. That's kind of what I meant when I said that maybe August is what we're looking at here. Federal Reserve thinks that inflation will be pretty high in the next few months. We'll see what's going on there. He says that unemployment is still pretty low and that it will take some time to see how bad inflation really is. The Fed thinks that inflation will be higher this year because of tariffs, but he's still in favor of them. He also says that taxes will hurt the economy because they will cause prices to go up, but we haven't seen that happen yet because tariffs have been in place for a few months and are now bringing in money. I want you to decide in the comments if you believe what he's saying and if you think that companies will cover the costs or if customers will have to pay for these things in the end. Now that that's out of the way, some interesting things are happening with XRP. We all know that this isn't the news that XRP really wanted if we wanted to see huge gains from a moonshot. If there had been a nice green light the day before, it would have been clear that changes were being made, but this is great right now. Everything fits perfectly with the story I've been telling you for a while. This means that more short-term fixes are possible. The trend is going to drop to oversold. There will be some great offerings. That's just my opinion. It's not financial advice. That's what I'm getting ready for. I want XRP to reach $28.00 or even less. That's a great time to buy. You will never make money if you don't buy on red days. You can see from this chart that you should buy up here as a general rule. That's how we do things here at Crypto Crusaders. It's pretty interesting stuff. Quickly, before we go back to the video, I'd like to introduce you to Cast. Cast is a sponsor of today's video and lets you spend money without borders. Over 100 million stores and ATMs around the world accept SafeCoins. Anyone in the world can make their own Cast card in minutes. It only takes 2 or 3 minutes to sign up, and then you can start spending You don't need a bank account, and you can use a number of different IDs that are now accepted to download Cast. It's surprisingly easy to do, and you can do it on Google Play or the Apple App Store. You can get this from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store if you have an Android phone. From other devices, you can get it by scanning the QR code on their website, which is linked below. Also, I want to make it clear that if you join through my link, you will get 300 points and a 20% discount on all physical card sales. You can also make deposits using most blockchains that have been added to Apple Pay and Google Pay, and there are no fees for any USD transactions. If you want to visit Cast Finance, please remember to use my link. I look forward to seeing you in the next movie. Guys, try to keep up with the money cycles. If you follow Ralph Powell, you know that I talk a lot about him on this show. Basically, he says that you should see a lot of cash in 6 to 12 weeks. After the rate cuts, I think we're in for a very exciting Q4 2025. If you look at what Jerome Powell said about the monetary cycle and the M2 supply, things are getting hot. On top of that, Trump said that Europe has already had 15 rate cuts in the last few months alone. That's a crazy amount of money being printed around the world, and I'm sure Canada will do the same. Banks are under a lot of stress, and the US needs to act quickly. It should happen in the next few months. Their strength is just being shown off while everyone waits. As for the market, I think the only thing left to do is wait for the short-term fixes or red days. If you don't do that, you won't make any money. That being said, I want to bring up Crypto Crusaders because that's where I make all of my trades every single day on Discord and Telegram. You hit the nail on the head. We're having a good time in there. I want to quickly show you this. Every day people post deal wins, which you can see here on the screen. So the wins keep coming in. XRP, boom, 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 46, 166, 1825. There are 102 people killing it in